So this is McCall's pattern M6044 and everything that went wrong. Oh. There's nothing necessarily wrong with the pattern. I was just looking at it through novice eyes. But you might find these mistakes helpful if you are in the middle of sewing this shirt. Stay tuned. There wasn't that many mistakes that I made on this round. They were more user error instead of lack of knowledge, if that makes sense. Basically, when I got to the cuff here, it looks like it is sewn on backwards. This part was actually supposed to be on the inside. I learned when sewing with this pattern and you're making version B and you're doing a contrasting cuff and collar band, make sure you interface the fabric that's going to be on the outside, not the contrasting fabric. I guess I could say make sure you interface the fashion fabric and not the contrasting fabric. That's basically the reason why this whole cuff just doesn't match. Here's what I have so far. Everything is cut out like I mentioned. I was concerned about these interfaced pieces. It mentioned something in the directions not to interface the cuff, but interface maybe the contrasting portion of the cuff and the collar band. That's the collar right there, guys. Let's go. It's gonna be extra stiff because I interfaced the other side on accident, but I think this should work. We live and we learn, right? So here's how it was supposed to look on the outside. Oh, speaking of the cuffs, when you are seam ripping the buttonholes, don't rip all the way through your buttonholes. Keep a steady hand. I never seam ripped before, but let me show you what happened. Oh my God, I did it just because I wanted to show people why. It was crazy. I mean, I really wasn't even expecting my hand to be unsteady like that. I found it difficult to match the plaids. I guess they call that pattern matching. So I've just finished attaching the front panel to the back, and I wanted to check out how the pattern matching came along because I noticed it lined up briefly and then it got a little wonky. And I think I know what I did wrong here. So I'm pretty sure I cut the front panels out first, these two fronts, and then the back I cut out second. And I noticed when I was trying to match the front to the back, it was a little hard, so maybe next time I'll cut out the back first and then match the fronts to it. If you check it out right here on the right side, it actually looks like it's lined up a little bit, you know, and then it starts getting wonky as we go along the shoulder line. Other than that, it was a pretty easy make. Oh, so easy. Okay, nice. Also, I ended up making the hem. I guess I made the hem too narrow. It was a narrow hem, so I actually made it, I guess, extremely small. I mean, to me, it doesn't seem small. I was actually more nervous that this wouldn't fit long ways, but when the mister tried it on, it was perfect. So once, what I realized, since the hem was a little bit longer than it needed to be, it was also kind of hard to finish the center front here. It was hard to finish that because there wasn't enough fabric at the end of it to kind of tuck it in there. I've been having a hard time keeping the 5/8 seam allowance also. I just feel like that is it's almost an inch, and I just feel like that is just a lot of fabric to just be either cutting off or finishing, however, trimming. To be honest with you, I definitely had some help with making this shirt. Actually, I think last winter I was looking up sewing videos on YouTube and I found this channel called Talk Custom and I watched their tutorial on how to make a button-down shirt, even though they were doing version A, I think. The video still helped with making the front part here, the, what is this called? The center band. Talk had a really good visual on finishing this bottom band here. I guess in the directions, once again, that was a part that was kind of difficult to understand or read. But literally after I finished putting on the cuffs, I just used that video to help me do the rest of the shirt. Oh, I forgot one more thing. All right, so I'm definitely going to take what Talk Custom did, since that was a really good idea. They said they keep a pocket every time they sew a shirt, and that makes sense. You know, like little souvenirs to remind you what fabrics you use and everything. So I actually ended up sewing this pocket as my souvenir pocket, the pocket that's on the front of here, and the one on the inside, so I could have the mister choose which pocket he wanted on the front of his shirt. He ended up choosing the invisible looking pocket, and so I decided to keep this one for myself and use the contrasting fabric pocket on the inside of the shirt to make it a little more special. Overall, I did enjoy sewing this shirt. I'll probably have to make it again with the interfacing on the correct piece of fabric next time. If you're in the beginning or the middle of sewing this shirt, I hope you found this video helpful and that you share it with a friend. If you liked what you saw, don't forget to also hit that subscribe button. I'm Lydia Ashley, future Master Needlewoman, and I'll see you in the next sewing project. That's all.